here is actually a portfolio. You guys familiar with portfolios by now, right?
Yeah.
There's a portfolio. So one of the properties we have is right behind us, 535. Yesterday morning, we were busy looking at property inspections all day long. So being that Ron was acquiring 9 buildings under this 21 unit portfolio, we had to view pretty much 9 different buildings. That was like an all-day affair. Okay, so we had our preferred property inspectors come out. They tag teamed it. I think Dwayne, you met him as well, right?
Yeah, I met them. Yeah.
Both guys.
Yeah,
Jason,
both of them.
Jason as well as Eric, right?
Yeah, nice guys.
And Eric. So she has properties scattered all over the east side of Pittsburgh. So we were in Turtle Creek, as well as East Pittsburgh, and where else I think we were at? Yeah, but the majority were in the Turtle Creek area. Okay, that she owns. Okay, and that's what I was mentioning about speaking with the tenants. So if it was me, probably later I would like talk to them and ask the question. You always want to have that unofficial property manager on site. I was always poking out the blinds, who's pulling up. So he comes outside, it's like, hey, like who are you guys? This is very peculiar, right? You see everyone looking at us as well. We come outside with cameras and so forth, people are just inquisitive. So this gentleman, he said, hey, what are you guys doing here? I'm like, oh, I'm the owner. You're the owner? You're not the owner. Why would you say I'm not the owner? And he's trying to think. He's trying to think of a reason, right? And I said, well, why do you think I'm the owner? It's the girl. It's the girl. You mean Jacinta? How you spell her name? Because she'll not pronounce her name. And I said, Jacinta. Yeah, that's her. She's the owner. I said, no, she works for me. And I started telling him about the property, and the tenants are in there. And he's like, well, how does he know all this information? I'm like, I'm the owner. So after that, he was like, hey man, what's up, man? So after that, he became very cool. But to the point, we got stuck getting the keys out the lockbox. Yeah. And I asked him, I said, hey Jimmy, his name is Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, do you mind letting us in the front door so we can get the coins out the machine? He said, oh yeah, right away. Open the door and help us out, okay? So it's great to have tenants like that who are nosy. There'll be an extra set of eyes on your property, your unofficial property manager. Any questions about this property or portfolios in general?
How many units is this particular property?
4. But it's 9 buildings in total.
Okay.
Any other questions?
The one behind you vacant.
Is that one behind me vacant?
Right behind you. You think it's occupied?
It looks that way. It looks that way. You had a question, Brittany?
Yeah, how often, being an out-of-state owner and everything, how often do you come through to collect your coins?
Being an out-of-state owner, how often do I come and collect the coins? Well, typically my property manager does. So I was just in town because of this. But typically she comes every 2 to 3 months. Okay. Yep. Next property is 214 Bessemer Avenue, so we're gonna walk this way.
Got you.
All right, so you guys ready?
Just happy to be around good people, learning, networking. Tired now.
Hardest working man is so cool.
Oh man, hardest working one.
See the dumpster, right? Yeah. I think Frank said about Biggs. Biggs? You mentioned that earlier, right? Biggs? So you remember that story I told you about the dumpster? Yeah. When we had an issue with trash? So right here, I'll show you guys. So we were very intentional. You see this plywood here? Yeah. It didn't exist when we bought the property. Actually, the tenants, you see those trash cans behind Ryan? Yeah. We had similar trash cans lined up right here. So oftentimes, each tenant, they were responsible for their own trash, right? So they each had their own trash bin. But let's say Wesley was a tenant. And let's say his trash is already full with his own trash. What do you think would happen if Wesley
put another trash can?
Put in another trash can, but is that a good idea?
No, otherwise throw on the ground.
And what happens to if he's in unit 6 and the tenant unit 3 finds out? They get upset. Let me put your trash in my thing and they'll kick it over.
Bruh.
Right, so it'll be trash on the ground and we would get fined for that multiple times. So we say, you know what? Let's just bite the bullet, get this dumpster out right here. Now another thing I want to mention was about the story I made about the repair allowance we tried to get, right? In regard to the deck. So the seller said no. Hey, how are you? The seller said no, actually, to the repair allowance. So we just said, you know what? It is important that we get the deck replaced, but being that we can close it off, and let's say Section 8 is not on our back, the city inspector's not on our back, let's just save up out of the reserves from the cash flow to replace the deck. So we end up saving capital for about 18 months. Then after 18 months has surpassed, we had enough savings, we replace the deck, well, parts of it. Got it? So even if a seller says no to your repair allowance, if it still makes financial sense, you can use the capital from the property to fix the debt. Tyler, were you able to get access to the basement?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, so Tyler, you mind leading the pack? We're just going to take a quick walk into the basement, okay? Alright, so a quick point that I like to make about this property. So the reason why we're in the basement, I like to buy properties in which they're centrally located. That's for management reasons. Whether it's a contractor doing the repairs or property management making a visit, whatever the case may be, I want the properties to be somewhat centrally located. And I always like to have different clusters of properties. So I have a cluster of properties on the north side, a cluster of properties on the east side of Pittsburgh as well. Now with each property I have clusters, or each cluster that I have a particular property that's kind of like the main property in which I'll store supplies and so forth. So for the east side of Pittsburgh, for a property I own in Wilmerding, a property I also own in Turtle Creek, and Wilkinsburg as well, I use this basement to store all the supplies, right? Because it's very big. And what I like to do is use the same type of materials for each property. So every time we have a vacancy, we use the same color paint, we use the same tile, make sure it's durable yet effective, the same old materials from the same vendors in which we can get discounts from. Now we do let's say a turnover job in which a tenant moved out, we paint, we change the carpet out and put tile, what have you. We make sure we keep all the materials on the east side of Pittsburgh stored here in the basement. You guys follow? For management reasons. Any excess materials, it stays here, we use it for the next property. Okay? And another thing about this property, you see this coin laundry here? Yes. Now with the coin laundry, we had to disable it simply because of the tenants. You know, they're not able to get along with each other and be able to have different washing times. Right. Like meaning, yeah, it is crazy, right? Mm-hmm. You know, unit 1, yes, you can do laundry on Monday. But if unit 2 tries to do their laundry on Monday, it's a problem. Yeah. Hey, you on my laundry day? All right, good, I don't care. So waste your time. So if they're not able to play together, then they can't wash together. But that, I don't know what that means. Sometimes you strike out, but they don't run in here later. Alright, so you get that? So we use this property, the basement in particular, for that reason. You got it?